Welcome back to GMP Scenario, presented by PharmaContentLabs.com.
All right, let's talk about something that trips up so many companies. It's this huge difference between just reporting on your CAPA system, your corrective and preventative actions, and actually governing it. And trust me, getting this wrong is a surefire way to have a very bad day during your next regulatory inspection. So let's kick things off with a scenario that honestly is probably way too familiar for a lot of you working under GMP. Imagine this. Your QA team puts together this great presentation, all the latest CAPA metrics. The charts are there, the data looks solid, but there's this massive problem hiding in plain sight. Leadership? They're not actually looking at any of it. So what happens then? What's the real fallout when this super important quality data gets generated, printed out, and then just sits there, completely ignored by the very people who are supposed to be steering the ship? Well, the first thing you'll probably notice is the backlog. All of a sudden, corrective actions are just piling up, blowing right past their deadlines. And look, this isn't just some scheduling problem. It's a big, flashing red light that your system is under-resourced and starting to crack. And then the ripple effect starts. Pushing back deadlines becomes the norm, just another Tuesday. And those effectiveness checks, the step that actually proves your fix worked, yeah, those are being done here and there, if they're even being done at all. The follow-through just isn't there. And this all leads to the real breaking point. When problems pop up, they have nowhere to go. There's no process to escalate them. Nobody's making the tough calls about where to put resources or what the priorities are. The data is just met with silence, because no real discussion is happening at all. Okay, so let's put on our detective hats and figure out what's really going on here. This isn't just a few little process issues. When you connect all these dots, what you're looking at is a total breakdown in governance. It's an oversight failure, right from the top. And this brings you to a really critical fork in the road. Do you see all this as just a minor process problem that'll eventually fix itself? Or do you see it for what it is? A management failure. A situation where leadership has pretty much abdicated its core responsibility to oversee the quality system. And let's get super clear on the definition. An oversight failure is exactly this. It's when the management team, the group whose job it is to ensure the quality system works, doesn't review the data, and doesn't actively govern the CAPA process. It's that simple. One of the key ideas in the source material really nails it. It says, if you've got CAPA metrics but no management review, you don't have governance, period. All you have is a reporting exercise that leads absolutely nowhere. Okay, so why are we hammering this home so hard? What are the actual real-world consequences of letting this kind of thing slide? Because believe me, the stakes are way higher than just having a messy spreadsheet. When you do nothing, you kick off this really dangerous chain reaction. First, those systemic problems, they don't go away. They fester, they get bigger, they get worse. Second, since leadership isn't making any calls, resources never get assigned to fix the real root causes. And finally, you're leaving your company wide open to huge, and I mean huge, compliance risks. But here's the real kicker. When an inspector shows up, one of the very first things they're going to ask for is proof of management review. They need to see, in writing, that your leadership is plugged in and in control. If your meeting minutes for this stuff are blank, that is a massive red flag. All right, so that's the problem, and yeah, it's a serious one. But here's the good news. It's totally fixable. There's a really clear, straightforward way to get a handle on this. So let's walk through a simple 3-step process to build real governance and take back control. So the foundation for all of this is your data. You absolutely have to start by defining your key performance indicators, your KPIs. You need to be tracking the vital signs of your CAPA system. Things like how many are overdue. Are the same problems happening over and over again? And are our fixes actually passing their effectiveness checks? These numbers tell the story. So here it is, the whole 3-step process. First, you define your KPIs, and you set thresholds that tell you when to act. Now, step 2 is the crucial one, the one that's so often missing. You present the trends to management, and you actually make decisions. And finally, step 3, you document everything, the decisions, who's on the hook for the actions, and the follow-up. It creates a perfect closed loop. Your documentation is your proof. It's what you'll show an inspector. Think of it like a chain of evidence, right? Your charts and KPIs are the data. Your meeting minutes prove you actually talked about it and made a choice. And then your action items and follow-ups prove you did what you said you were going to do. Put it all together, and that's your undeniable proof of control. Let's wrap up by looking at this whole thing from an inspector's point of view. How do you pass their test? How do you really show them that you're not just going through the motions, but you are truly governing your system? So, what is the number one mistake that inspectors see over and over and over again? What's that common move that leadership teams make that just screams, "We are not in control"? It's this: reporting the metrics, but then doing nothing about them, taking no documented action. This is the classic giveaway of a passive system that just exists on paper. And let me tell you, inspectors are trained to spot this exact problem from a mile away. So in the end, it really boils down to a simple choice. On the one hand, you've got passive reporting. That's the wrong way, where QA presents, management kind of nods along, and nothing gets written down. Or you can have active governance, the right way, where management digs into the trends, makes real decisions, and puts resources behind them. If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this simple but really powerful idea. It's not the data itself that proves you're in control. It's the governance around that data. Governance is what proves control. And that really leaves us with one last question to take back to your team. I want you to take a good, honest look at your own management review. Is it just a reporting exercise or is it true governance? Something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you for watching. If this helped, like and subscribe. More GMP scenarios coming.